What's going on, America? With the messenger of third eye knowledge, just out and about. God doing errands. I stopped at CVS. Get the stupid mask off. It's an overly blown up situation, folks. So I wanted to reflect on the whole Flynn situation and the president being asked and questioned about Flynn. It's making it all about himself. So that's the deal here, folks. And the deal we need to realize is this president's fired all his inspector generals that he could possibly fire, and that shows him with no accountability. Because there's no inspector generals to take a look at the paperwork and say, well, you know what, this is treasonous, this isn't happening, this isn't true, this isn't what's going on in the White House right now. That's what the inspector generals are for, to foresee the, fair and equal running of a country. And now that that's gone, you got to understand that this man could possibly overhaul the entire government, Congress included, and completely abolish any democracy this country is left with. He likes that reporter because she's young, by the way. You guys are trying to figure out why he likes picking her out to answer all the questions. He's a pervert, pre-void. That's what they call him in the South, the Ripper Skinners. Nigga's a weirdo. And that's not right either. You know what I mean? Singling out a reporter when there's a whole fucking sea of them at the briefing, that is against the First Amendment, which is fucked up. But see, we don't have a leader in the White House that believes in laws, rules, regulations, the order and sanctity of this country. He believes in the trillions of dollars of profit that him and his little gang of nitwits has finally fucking obtained. So take your masks off. Through the information that I have received that is out and about for the American people to consume, which is trusting media, independently run by Joe and Q taxpayers, I would take that information very seriously, and I would remind America that we are in the middle of a hijacking of a democracy. The final objectives of a tyrant government finally being laid out like the red carpet at the Oscars. And that's what I wanted to leave the American people with this afternoon on the out and abouts. To see the people, doing their thing. Take the fucking mask off. The true death count, if the American people would like to go get the information themselves, it's very accessible. The numbers have been overly exacerbated, and the deaths aren't what they say it is. It's really sad to see. It's scary as well, America, and they've gone through every loophole to call every single major hospital in this country to falsify death certificates. That's fraudulent. That's again treasonous to the trust of the people in the medical care system. And the bum-ass motherfuckers that allowed that to happen, you should be ashamed of yourselves and revoked of your medical license. That is disgusting and unacceptable. We depend on the medical system to give us our, help us obtain and keep and maintain our health. And for them to falsify death certificates during a time like this is unacceptable. And I wanted to remind the American people, that is your government. This is your government. I don't consider myself an American anymore, even though I was born in this country. I denounce this country and everything it stood for. Now, my extended family, mine, they're veterans. You see what I'm saying? I have 3 uncles that fought in the wars, you see. And that's no disrespect to them. But I can imagine how they feel watching their system and watching their government that is supposed to maintain law, order, checks and balances, and the sovereign sanctity of the United States of America completely hijacked by a fucking celebrity that has the common sense of a kitchen faucet. It kind of angers me, America, and it should anger you too. So I condone and I am for the uprising of the civilian society. I am for the uprising and violent altercations that are about to occur at every state government building. It's coming. The uprising of the American people has been coming for over 100 years. And you can go get the events in history that led up to this potential uprising. I wouldn't really attack your state governments, that's your lifeline, but I'm not for telling the American people, hey, it's okay if it's not all right that it's only fair for rich, white, extreme right people to march on city hall property or state government property with assault rifles and automatic weapons pointed at Republican legislators. But if I was to pick up a 9mm, walk into the White House and say, yo, I want that nigga head, where that Oval Office at, and you're going to arrest me, but some extreme right prick walks into the White House with an assault rifle, that's going to happen. eventually. And you're going to see it become a John Q taxpayer, or a Muslim, or a person of African American descent, or indigenous peoples walk up into the White House pissed off and angry, targeting other cultures because your president is a fucking nitwit, a fucking selfish crybaby who thinks it's okay to hijack democracy and sovereignty of a nation that was founded on the freedom of decision and principles. See, that's wrong, America. But see, you're allowing that to happen by not making it known that this your country. What the fuck you doing sitting there, watching the Netflix and all that other stuff that American people do these days, while your democracy is being hijacked by a fucking buffoon? That's what the people are questioning, our fellow citizens of John Q taxpayer society. What the fuck you doing sitting there? Make it known. I ain't afraid to say what I say on here because it needs to be said. I don't give a shit about no Facebook motherfuckers. Facebook is that's part of the objectives. That's part of the system of objectives that are becoming very widely known. That there's a lot of very important and very wealthy companies, corporations, social media moguls that are for the abolishment and disintegration of the worker population. Do you know how many videos they receive at Facebook a day of refugee sites being killed, execution style? Hundreds and thousands of other cultures around this world that are being executed for being who they are. But Facebook would rather show some dumb motherfucker talking into a microphone making funny noises and calling it fucking meditation, when some motherfucking faggot is cocksucking on a microphone making stupid noises, or some dumb makeup video. And props to everybody that makes them. But we do not need that right now. What we need is action. We need leadership. We need people that are willing to come up and say, "Hi, America, what's up? What's going on? You know what I mean? What's going on in your community? What's happening?" We don't need stupidity right now, or things that we used to find as leisure. It's not a time for leisure. It's a time for research. It's a time for ideals, visions, and points of action. That's what it's time for, because of hijacking the democracy. And I thought I would talk about this on my thoughts or outs and abouts. That's my thoughts, So I wanted to come to America and make it very, very, very well, widely known that I myself am part of the uprising. Time to take action. They're hijacking your democracy right now. While Trump's ogling that little reporter, people are starving, people are losing their homes, people are fucking out here robbing motherfuckers because they can't get nothing. Because we've allowed our government to hijack a democracy with hidden objectives to turn what you would call a pandemic into objectives. That's what the discussion is right now amongst a lot of social media right now. Are we being hijacked? And are we being controlled? What's going to happen to the people that are sick? What's going to happen to the people with low immunity? That's what nobody's concerned about. You're more concerned about, Flynn, fuck Flynn. I'll break his face if I ever met Flynn. He's a fucking lying, cock-sucking rat motherfucker. Everybody needs to remember that. That motherfucker's record is treason. That's why he was brought up on charges. And what your president said about him being some upstanding guy, he's not an upstanding guy. He's a fucking rat bastard who needs to be sitting in a cell. Compromised a lot of individuals' freedom for the safety and sanctity of his fucking income. That's who General Flynn is, a cocksucker. He's a rat bastard, just like all the other ones. That's my comments on Flynn. I see that what you think of Flynn, I think he's a cocksucker like all the rest of them. That's what I think. And it's not fair to watch a country's democracy hijacked because it was the right time to attack. They attacked us, now we attack back. That's the uprising. I'm out.